Tennessee dropped a heartbreaker. Tennessee dropped a thriller. Whatever way you want to describe it, Tennessee has nobody to blame but itself.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome into it, a little post-game reaction podcast here, Locked On Vols. Tennessee falls by a final score of 44-41 in overtime to the Georgia Bulldogs. We have so much to unpack. I'm not going to get to it all here on this post-game reaction pod, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. We'll come back on Monday morning. We'll have loads and loads of more. I'll have a better idea once I go back and rewatch the film and all that. But just some raw reaction right now. And games like this suck, right? If you're a Tennessee fan, this is a tough one to swallow. It really is. For many reasons. And we're going to talk about that here in the next 15 minutes. I'm Eric Cain, member of the VolQuest.com team here in town. Appreciate you guys for being here, making Locked On Vols a part of your morning routine. Maybe this is Monday or Sunday morning on the way to church. Maybe this is late on a Sunday or Saturday night. I appreciate you guys tuning in to get some thoughts as we kind of work through this together. All right, first and foremost, my biggest takeaway from leaving this game, leaving the post-game press conferences a little while ago before this recording, and I don't think I'm being too harsh. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, but I'm going to call it the way I see it. Tennessee screwed itself. Tennessee beat Tennessee tonight, and I give Georgia credit. Don't get me wrong. Gunnar Stockton, hell, he's a lot better than I thought he was, okay? Georgia ran the football efficiently. Georgia made plays when it needed to. That throw on 4th and 7, gorgeous dime by Gunnar Stockton. He took a beating tonight at times, and he just kept on going and kept on going. So I will give Georgia credit. Obviously, Georgia made more plays, and Georgia won this football game. But holy crap, guys, you watched the game. You watched the same game I did. How many times did Tennessee have this game won? And I say all this fully recognizing that Tennessee was on the mat several times in the second half, and Tennessee kept getting up. Tennessee kept getting up. Tennessee competed its tail off. Tennessee fought its tail off. I mean, this was one of those thrilling games, and you're on the losing end of it, and it's unfortunate because somebody does have to lose. Tennessee was done and forgotten about a couple times in this football game, but it kept coming back. But having said all that, still, Tennessee had this game won 3 or 4 different times. Number 1, 4th and 7. 4th and 7. Get off the field. It is 4th and 7. Man, is that going to be an issue for Tennessee this year? It was an issue against Syracuse. It was an issue here tonight. 4th and 7. Get off the flipping field. That didn't happen. Okay. Well, sometimes it's a Herculean effort, a Herculean play. I mean, that throw again by Gunnar Stockton was incredible. Found London Humphreys, formerly of Vanderbilt, front corner of that end zone. Okay. They're going to line up and go for 2 because they're down by 8. They got to go for 2 in order to tie this football game up less than 3 minutes. You don't know if you're going to get the football back. So you got to go for 2. Make a stop. Make a stop. Make a stop. The football game is won. Make a stop. No, that guy's wide open, and the 2-point conversion is hit, and you are all tied up at 38-38. The other time where I thought this game was won, and this was actually before what I just spoke on right now. You're up 35-30. You have Joshua Joseph that has the strip sack of Gunnar Stockton, and Tennessee gets the football on the plus side of the field. Man, go for it all. Finish them. That's when you finish them, okay? And I understand it was the first question asked to Josh Heupel, and I love fans that come at media members like myself. It's hilarious every time the team loses. It's always funny. When are you going to ask the tough questions? When are you going to ask the tough questions? Well, by golly, it was the first damn question asked, okay? I mean, it's just funny, man. It's like every time. It was the first question asked. Hey, Josh, ran it 3 times there after that strip sack fumble. Chance to go through if you scored a touchdown that's a 2-score game. Kind of what was your thought process? Why did you decide to go conservative in that situation? And Josh Heupel essentially said, hey, it was the look, right? They played cover 2 brackets, and based on what they gave us first and second down is why we did it. Said they were running a trap play there on 3rd down, 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, whatever it was. Said if they got close, they were going to go for it on 4th down. But it was because, and then you had the false start, right? You had the penalty that backed him up. It was because of the look that they gave him. My counter would be, Hey, you know what's open in the middle of the you know what's open in cover 2? The middle of the freaking field. The middle of the freaking field. Stop playing so passive. Stop playing so conservative when it's 35-30. Drive down the football, go ride with your quarterback that threw for dang near 400 yards and 5 total touchdowns in this football game, and don't slow down. Now, the most important thing in that situation was getting points. And it was no gimme, right? That was like a 48-yard field goal. Tennessee got points. So, that was the most important thing. And I understand it. But, come on. We're all sitting here what are you doing, man? What are you doing? 3 and out? Field goal? Left a lot to be desired. That's the second thing that sticks out to me. It's man, why did you go so conservative in that situation? Number 3, and obviously this is the biggest one, and obviously this is the one I could have let off with, but it is what it is, right? And that's why I didn't lead off with it, because there are so many other things in this game that you can point to that says, okay, well, Tennessee could have won it there, and there. But when you have a 43-yard field goal attempt with the game on the line, make the kick, and Tennessee wins. It's as simple as that. Make the kick, Tennessee wins. Max Gilbert's got the leg. We know that. Everybody got cookies in Knoxville last week because he had a 53-yard field goal. We know he's got the leg. Make the kick, and Tennessee wins. And it is as simple can be. Obviously, it's never that simple. At 102.55 or whatever it is now here at Neyland Stadium, just holding their breath, okay? A lot of nerves. I get it. I don't get it. I've never been in that situation, right? But you're a kicker in the Southeastern Conference. Make the kick. So, again, give Georgia credit. Georgia kept battling back, made more plays than Tennessee. Georgia made more plays. But again, I will continue to phrase it. And it's kind of funny because all offseason, I kept using the terminology, hey, can Tennessee steal one early in the season? Can Tennessee steal one at home against Georgia? Georgia's the better football team on paper. Georgia's going to be favored. But Georgia's still going to be in figured-out mode. So will the Volunteers. But can Tennessee steal one at home early in the year? And isn't it ironic that it was Georgia that did the stealing here? Georgia stole this game away from Tennessee. Tennessee, again, had it won 3 or 4 different times. Georgia made plays, and Georgia stole this game away from Tennessee. And Tennessee has nobody to blame but itself. 3 ways Tennessee had this game won. And it didn't happen. And now the streak goes to 9 games. It's unfortunate. I will say this. There's no moral victories here. I don't think any Tennessee fans wants moral victories. But the reaction nationally, and again, I've been doing post-game work and stuff, so I haven't looked online or anything. But the reaction nationally is going to be, what a thriller. Both these teams, college football playoffs bound. Man, maybe a rematch in Atlanta. Something to that nature, right? And that's great. That's great. You leave here knowing, goodness gracious, you have a quarterback that scored 5 touchdowns, threw for nearly 400 yards. He wasn't on your roster this spring. Oh, man, we'll talk about that here in a moment. But the reaction nationally is going to be a whole lot different than what the losses were in this game and previous, right? I remember leaving Athens last year, and I'm like, whoo. Nope, not on that level. I remember leaving Athens in 2022 saying, whoo. Not in that area code. I remember leaving Neyland Stadium in 2023 saying, still not there. Still not there. And again, no moral victories. I'm not trying to make it out to be, but my point is this. Tennessee wasn't even remotely close to winning those games. Tennessee had this game won 4 times, and Tennessee lost it. Georgia stole it because Georgia made more plays at the end. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk Joey Aguilar. We'll talk about the defense. We'll talk a little bit more. Again, this is instant reaction. I'll have more notes and observations and stuff later on Monday's show, okay? Because obviously I'll go back and watch the tape and all that. This is instant reactions. We'll continue. We'll talk Joey Aguilar when we come back right here on Locked On Vols. Quick question for all you college football fans out there. If you could go back in time and sit front row for your school's biggest rivalry game, what hat would you be wearing? Yes, I said hat. For me, it would be the game. These aren't just any hats. They're the same vintage style fans wore back in the 80s and the 90s. And guess what? They're still going for about the same price that they did back then. When you use promo code LOCKEDON, you're going to get your vintage hat for $16.99. I don't have it with me. It's in my studio at home, but head on over to thegamecaps.com, grab your team's classic bar or retro circle design. Use that promo code LOCKEDON for an exclusive discount because legends, they wear the game. So big shout out to the Game Caps, and big shout out to our friends over at 5 Hour Energy. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5 Hour Energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs with caffeine, a premium 12-ounce coffee cup, plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. Big time taste, tiny shot. You can take it anywhere and get that boost whenever you need it. Enough with the boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Get the favorites you love or be bold and try something new in the store online at www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. Again, that is www.5hourenergy.com, or you can try Amazon today. So big shout out to 5 Hour Energy. And finally, a big thanks to our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook. The NFL season is here. NFL football all day on Sunday. Really, really excited to watch that. You got a can't-miss offer over at FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however I like to bet. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action is unfolding. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye out for your fantasy lineup. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. FanDuel, it is where you can make every moment more. All right, guys, welcome back into your post-game reaction pod. I'm Eric Cain. Tennessee falls in overtime 44-41 to the Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, man, still not over that hump. Tennessee's Josh Heupel has beaten Alabama twice, beaten Florida twice, beaten LSU on the road, beaten a lot of these other teams since he's been here at Tennessee, but can't get Georgia. And you had your best opportunity to do just that. You were up 21-7 in the first quarter. You had a 2-touchdown lead. Your first drive couldn't have gone any better. You're beating that ass is what you're doing, and then the second quarter you get outscored 10-0. You get outgained like 140-36. Joey Aguilar started 14 of 14 for, gosh, what was it? I have it in my story somewhere. Hold on, bear with me, guys. I'm going to pull this up. Joey Aguilar started 14 of 14 for 213 and 3 total touchdowns in the first quarter. According to ESPN, Aguilar was the first quarterback to start 14 of 14 or better in any quarter in the past 20 years. And this isn't ETSU. This isn't UAB next week. This is the freaking Georgia Bulldogs. I said it on Friday, what an opportunity it was for Tennessee, but what an opportunity it was for Joey Aguilar to become an absolute legend if you beat Georgia and kind of continue to make this story even better and better than what it is. And by gosh, he went out there, and I know he made some mistakes, and I'll get to that here in just a moment. And I know Tennessee was dog crap in the second quarter. I get it. But Joey Aguilar completed 24 of 36 passes for 67% completion, 371 yards. He threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he ran for a touchdown as well. Again, Tennessee just lost, so it's not like I'm sitting here. That's not my brand. What I'm about to do right now, it's not my brand. You guys know this if you're an everydayer. If you're new to the show, this isn't my brand. But by God, I mean that quarterback out there on the West Coast wouldn't sniff that stat line in this game. He didn't. Joe Milton didn't. Hendon Hooker was the last quarterback to throw a touchdown against Georgia. That came back in 2021. And I'm not saying that Joey Aguilar is a better quarterback than Hendon Hooker or has more potential than Nico or has a better arm than Joe or anything like that, but it's just kind of funny how things work out because the perceived thought about Joey Aguilar coming in, for those that actually watched him or looked at the stat sheet, it's like, oh, he's a little bit of a gunslinger. He'll throw touchdowns, but he'll turn it over. He threw 2 picks tonight. One was because Braylon Staley fell down. The other one was essentially a punt. He just threw it up, and it was essentially a punt on 3rd down. And there were a couple of balls that he would like to have back, and Georgia's good. Give Georgia credit, right? Give Georgia credit. Georgia's good, but the dude started 14 of 14, 263, 3 total touchdowns against Georgia, and he wasn't on your roster in April or May. It's incredible. This story's incredible, man. And I said it all offseason. I'll live with a few more picks if you give yourself a chance to win by airing it out, throwing more touchdowns. I keep pointing at the field here. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm pointing at the field. Like, that's what we saw. That is what we saw. It was fun. Tennessee struggled to run the football. We'll talk more about this on Monday. Tennessee struggled to stop the run. Georgia ran it really well. Tennessee struggled in the back end at times. I thought they went after Ty Redmond. Obviously, you should if you're Mike Bobo, right? You should. He's a true freshman, and they went after him, play number 1, and got 45 yards. They continued to go after him, but again, I thought he held his own at times. I'll tell you what, Tennessee's Leos, Joshua Josephs, Caleb Herring, Jordan Ross, they played a heck of a ball game. Heck of a ball game. Tennessee's linebackers, not good. I'll go back and watch the tape, but not good. Not good. I thought the Andre Turrentine penalty of pass interference was about the weakest crap I've ever seen in my life. I thought that was the weakest penalty ever. I thought Colton Hood, he was tugging a little bit, but so was the receiver, right? Everybody's mad at Tim Banks for not showing up in the big games. Okay, that's fair. He certainly has not showed up and had his best performances in this game, in this series. He didn't last year at Ohio State. I get all that. I mean, Tennessee's defense was the reason it got to the CFP last year, but I full-heartedly understand all that. But I'll tell you what was the thing last year? Couldn't get a pass rush, wasn't dialing it up, wasn't blitzing for the second, third layers. Hell, they blitzed all night tonight. They blitzed all night. I can't wait to go look at the Pro Football Focus numbers on how many times Stetson Bennett was blitzed or under pressure. They were after it. You know what? Boo Carter allowed a slant on 4th down earlier in the game, and Tennessee couldn't get off the field. Tennessee blitzed on 4th and 7, and they threw it over the head, and they scored a touchdown. Tennessee just didn't make plays. Didn't make enough plays. They blitzed the crap out of it tonight. Didn't make plays. We'll continue to go on Monday's show. We'll talk more. This loss, I wrote this at VolQuest.com on Friday. This loss does not derail your season. Your season is not over. If anything, people are probably going to think a whole lot better about Tennessee after this loss because they probably were still on the fence or didn't know a lot about Tennessee. But you go toe-to-toe with an overtime loss to Georgia. Again, no moral victories. But from the national perspective, you're probably getting thought of pretty well right now, right? Got to respond the right way. Got to get healthy, man. Tennessee's too light in the interior. Tennessee's got to get David Hobbs back. Tennessee's got to get Jackson Boy back. Down the line, hopefully you got to get McCoy back. I don't think Gibson's going to play. But, this one stinks. I get it. I know everybody's mad. It's tough, but Tennessee only has Tennessee to blame. Georgia made plays. I don't want to discredit that. Give credit to Georgia. But Tennessee could have won this game 4 different times, and Tennessee didn't. And now Tennessee's 2-1, 0-1 in conference play. Come back Monday, guys. We'll continue to talk about this, break it down from every single angle. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in on Locked On Vols. We'll do it again on Monday. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. This is Locked On Vols.